Hello everyone, my name is Nadia Shellman.
I'm Nelia Daly.
And I'm Anaya Dixon.
And we are the Psych Life.
So in episode 2 of our podcast, we're going to be talking about an American serial killer named Rodney Alcala.
He was a convicted rapist, and he was on a show called The Dating Game Show in 1978.
He was 35 years old on a dating show in 1978, and he killed 5 people, including a pregnant lady.
Yes.
How do y'all feel about that?
I feel like he's just crazy, but he died in 2021, so he's put to rest.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah.
All right, so Alcala would normally approach women and girls by pretending to be a professional photographer and luring them into his photo session thing, and then often he would adult, assault, and kill them.
During his younger years, he had good grades and did well in school. He also ran track and cross country.
He was in the Army when he turned about 17, and then he was officially let go because he had a nervous breakdown and sexual allegations.
Yeah. He also had an IQ of 135.
Wow.
That's
crazy.
That is insane.
Had also left him and his 2 sisters when they moved to LA. He was abandoned by his dad.
They also said that he was, they said his childhood was marked with instability and abandonment.
Yeah, he had a troubled childhood and a history of violence, so it was pretty bad. Yeah.
Also, between 1971 and 1979, he killed about 8 people. He also, included in those 8 people, he killed a child and a pregnant lady.
Oh, wow.
He was also killing in New York, California, and Wyoming.
Wow.
Who has the time to be, running all over the United States?
I wouldn't.
I don't even have the time to do
you had to kill people that bad. You had to go to that many states. Oh my gosh. That
to
is so
kill
crazy to me.
women.
Women at that.
Exactly.
Little innocent women.
And then kids.
Little girl,
little girls. What? Good thing she survived. He had 2 survivors. Their names were, I don't even know how to pronounce them, Tali Shapiro and Morgan Rowan. And they also spoke on an interview.
Thank y'all for watching the Psych Life. We hope y'all enjoy. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Video creds by me.
All right, so now I'm here with our first guest, which is
Jada.
All right, Jada. So do you know anything about serial killers?
I know a little bit. I know their characteristics when they're young, how they abuse animals, set things on fire, and stuff like that.
Okay, that's good. So I have one question for you. Do you think home life or past situation triggers a serial killer?
I think so. I feel like it starts at home and how what environment they're in and stuff like that really triggers. So okay.
Do you think serial killers have any remorse after killing victims?
I think it depends. I think it does depend how they're feeling and who they killed. I think.
Because I know Ted Bundy, he killed a 12-year-old girl, but when the investigators asked him to talk about it, he wouldn't say anything about it. He wouldn't talk anything. He'll talk about all the other victims that he killed, but he wouldn't talk about the 12-year-old girl.
Yeah, so I think, it does depend. Maybe he had just being hurt so young and stuff like that.
Okay. So this leads to my next question. So why do you think some serial killers confess to their crimes, and then why do you think some of them just remain silent and don't talk about it?
I think it could be because of pride. You know,
I feel like some serial killers just want attention, to be honest.
Yeah.
And then some of them, they don't feel guilty about what they've done and stuff like that. So that's what I feel about it.
Yeah. Okay, so how do you think serial killers choose their victims?
Maybe by if their mom hurt them or abused them, they might go to hurt women and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or you can say people that look like their mom.
Yes.
Okay. That's a good question.
Do you think that some serial killers, or do you think that all serial killers have mental illnesses? Do you think that do they always have something wrong?
I think they do. I feel like as a human, you're not made to kill people. You know. So,
All right. So my next question for you is: do you know any famous serial killers?
Okay, Ted Bundy. What's the other guy? Ted Bundy. Oh, what's the other guy? Dahmer.
No,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah, those are the two
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
we're gonna always hear about because they're often talked about like in movies and books and stuff
Also,
like
that
that.
TV show was really good. The
Oh,
Dahmer one.
Yeah.
oh, it was. It was scary. All right. So, next question.
Okay. I wrote down one. It's like, what are some changes you think psychologists can make to stop the growth of serial killers?
I think they should be like look at when they're young and like how they like how like their what environment they were
grow
in.
up
Yeah,
in.
how they grew up in and stuff like that. They should look at that.
All right. So, do you know how investigators catch serial killers?
I do not actually.
So it's just basically like by DNA, they try to like track back into like
Yeah.
stuff like in their houses and just like stuff like that. So
Okay.
I feel like the first suspect is always going to be, like, say if they kill their parents, the first suspect
it's
is
going to
always
be
going
the
to
child or someone
close
that
family,
lives in the
yes.
household, something
Yes.
like that.
Just like the Mendez brothers.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they took
They
but
did
it took
not-
a long time for them to figure out it was the Mendez brothers.
Yes, it took them a long.
Like, they did not
time.
do the protocol that they were supposed to do.
All right, so do you know about a man named Rodney Alcala?
I do not.
All right. Rodney Alcala, he basically was a killer and rapist, and he was basically known from being on the show called The Dating Game in 1978.
He killed 8 women. His only victims were 8 women. There's 2 survivors named Morgan, and the other one was Charlie Sharpero.
And okay, and basically he spent like his early years of his life, you know, being abused and stuff like that. And you know that's how serial killers, you know, start. So, and yeah.
He moved to LA with his family. His dad abandoned him, his 2 sisters. He has an IQ of 135.
Yeah, that's pretty.
That's extremely
Pretty
high.
up there.
I do not. I've never heard that name before.
So
Okay, he was born August 23rd, 1943. He was an American serial killer. He was sentenced to death in California because he killed lots of females. His parents, his father left him and his little sisters after they moved to LA.
So he did have, he had 2 survivors. He killed about 8 women.
Okay.
So he did, he went to different states, started killing people, and then they were on a manhunt for him. The FBI was on a manhunt for him, and he went on a dating show in 1978. So as they were on the hunt for him, he was on a dating show and tried to kill the person he was trying to win over on that dating show.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
And like he really grown up having like a really bad childhood and stuff like that. So my first question for you is, what role does childhood trauma play in the development of serial killers? Like, what do you believe?
I believe that, so you've heard of like nature versus nurture.
Mhm.
Yeah. So some of it is probably genetic, but it's also the environment you grow up in. So I believe if he had a very traumatic childhood, that could have affected his later people coping skills and his empathy for others.
Okay.
Yeah.
So his dad left him when he was about 8 years old. That's when he was from Mexico, but he then moved to the United States when he was about 8 with his mom and his siblings. Why do you think that he killed women instead of men since his dad left him?
I'm not sure if you can like make that connection between his dad leaving him and him killing women, but don't most serial killers tend to kill either people more vulnerable than them or they have some sort of sexual with the women?
He raped his
Yeah,
women.
yeah.
And then-
So something is going on there that he had some sort of issue with. So, but yeah, his dad leaving him obviously probably played into his traumatic childhood and how he later behaved with others.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. We enjoyed talking to you.
Thank you.
Okay, everyone. So our third person is,
Virginia Jackson.
and can you tell us about yourself, Miss Jackson?
I'm a native Albanian, even though I haven't always lived in Albania. And I am a twice graduate of Albany State.
Okay.
So we're gonna ask you about a serial killer named Rodney Alcala. Have you heard of him before?
I have not heard of that guy. What's his name again?
Rodney Alcala.
No, what did he do?
So he killed 8 girls, or 8 women, and he sexually assaulted and raped them and then killed them. So he, after he was on the FBI's most wanted list, he went on a dating game show, and that's where he's most known for it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Didn't know him. All right.
Yeah, American serial killers.
Okay.
And like he grew up having like a really rough childhood. Like he was really like abused and stuff like that. So my first question for you is, what role does childhood trauma play in the development of serial killers? Or what do you believe? Like, what's your opinion?
I don't know if it actually, I know it has some effect on them,
Mhm.
but I think they can overcome it. But a lot of them choose not to overcome it.
Yeah.
They
I feel
choose
the
to
same
get
way.
revenge.
Right. So, do you think he had any like remorse, like from killing his victims? Like, do you think he like cared about his victims before he killed them?
I don't think so, no. Because if you care about somebody, you're not going to kill them.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, each serial killer has their own motive to why they do it. What do you think his was?
Revenge.
Revenge.
Yeah, because you know, you're telling me that he had a childhood, that he was abused and all of that. And most time abusees become abusers. So I think that played a role into it.
Okay. Why do some serial killers confess to their crimes while others deny it or remain silent about it? Why do you think?
One, they want to keep their image if they have an image in society.
Or what about like seeking attention?
Yeah, they can do that too. Some of them are copycats too.
Mm-hmm.
So some can be, they want the notoriety, they want their 15 minutes of fame. Some, they want to keep their image, they want to keep it to themselves, and they want to be able to continue doing it. Because if they get public, they're looking for them, they're going to catch them. If they don't know to look for them.
So serial killers have a pattern of like who they tend to kill. But when he was younger, he moved to the United States with his mom and his siblings at the age of 8. But he's originally from Mexico. So the pattern is usually if the mom was sexually abusing their son, the son would want to go and kill women that look like her.
Right.
But he killed women, but his dad left him when he moved to the United States. Why do you think, why do you think that he killed women instead of men?
His dad was the abuser instead of the mom. Maybe he felt his mom didn't help him. And so
Good
she's
way to think
there.
of it. Yeah. I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, she was there and she knows that, like, think about the Melendez brothers. They
Yes.
claimed the mom and the dad abused them, but they killed the mom and the dad. So the mom is there, you don't know, or maybe she didn't listen to him.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one more question. Memory plays a huge role in our life. How do you think thoughts and memory affected life?
His memory and stuff
Yeah.
affected him. I think it helped him replay what was going on with him. And he used the memory to get that release again. So every time he did it, he was thinking, this is the pattern I'm taking out my abuser, and it's making me feel good. That's what I'm thinking. But like I said, I don't know about him.
I'm sorry, but I have one last question. Are there any common personality disorders or mental health conditions that serial killers often exhibit? Like patterns like growing up that you can kind of tell like,
Oh yeah,
ooh,
they'd
they're...
be very aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
very selfish,
Mm-hmm.
very secretive. They have all of those different character traits.
So we're here with our fourth person. What's your name?
Caitlin.
So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Like your major?
I'm a nursing major, a junior here at Albany State, and I'm from Macon, Georgia.
So have you heard about a serial killer named Rodney Alcala?
No,
Okay.
All right, and do you know anything about serial killers?
no, not much.
Okay.
Not really? Okay, so Rodney Alcala was an American serial killer. He was born August 23rd, 1943. He had 5 murders in between 1977 and 1979. He had this, well, did he have this show? Was it a show called American Serial Killer? Was it his show?
I think he was on the show.
Well, he was on this show. And that's how he found, like, his women, how to, like, rape them and to kill them. Like, that's how he started his whole thing. So, yeah.
So he killed 8 women. And those women were like very young. There's 2 survivors. The survivor was 8 years old when she was brutally beat and raped, but thankfully she survived. But
he was in the Army at 17, but he was let go because he was sexually assaulting and had a nervous breakdown while he was in the Army. But how do you feel about that? I feel like it's a lot to take in.
It is. Especially not knowing about it, that is a lot to take in.
Mm-hmm. So what would be like your basic definition of a serial killer?
I would guess like someone who's going on a killing spree.
Killing spree?
Yeah. For no reason.
No reason.
Yeah, essentially.
He also had an IQ of 135. That's actually like really high.
So we're gonna ask you some questions about him. Do you think he had any remorse when he was killing his victims?
I'm probably gonna go with no, because he's a serial killer, so he had other victims, so I don't feel like he would have much of a remorse for it. No.
This is for serial killers in general. Do you think home or past life situations triggers them?
Yeah, I would say that contributes a lot to it.
Yeah, because like he was abused by his dad, but it's the thing, like he ended up killing women and not men. So why do you think he, did that? Like started killing women but not men?
I feel like that would have to do with something in his childhood that grew up to a bad habit.
Yeah. Okay.
Someone said that they think that he was killing women because his mom didn't help him when he was getting abused by his dad. Just like the Mendez brothers, he killed his mom. He was originally going to kill his dad, but killed his mom because she was a witness, and also she was like his little puppy dog, his dad's puppy dog. So they had to take them both out.
Do you think serial killers tend to stop their killing? You think they just keep going and going, just nonstop?
I'm gonna take what she said earlier. I feel like it's certain things that trigger them because they only pick certain people. So I feel like it would have to be something that triggers them to want to keep doing it with a specific person, or like when they find a new person to do it to.
And like serial killers, they often have like it's called a cooling off period. So they like murder like a certain amount, then they stop for like a little minute, and they start back. That also. So.
Do you think that like you can get a vibe from people?
A vibe? Yeah. I
Like
think
red
energy
flags.
is a
Energy,
vibe.
red flags.
So when he was on the dating show, he won the dating show. So he got to take the girl that he was winning home. But she said that she wouldn't go out with him because she felt like uneasy, like something like was really bad with him. Granted that he was on the FBI's most wanted list. So she did very well, and she is currently living to this day.
Good.
Yeah.
What are some traits you think serial killers share? Like something was common.
I would say something traumatic happening to them growing up to like, form them into this. Killers aren't born, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you kind of like tell like the signs of a serial killer? Like when they grow up, like what would they start doing?
I would say like.
Have you ever heard like they might start killing animals first?
Yeah.
Start off doing that type of
The
stuff.
small
Like
stuff, like
burning
birds.
stuff.
Destroying things.
Yeah, I would say that.
If that's the case, seek psychological help immediately. I don't have any more questions.
Oh, just the last thing about Alcala. He was sentenced to death, but he died in 2021, so that's like very recent. And he died from natural causes while still on death row in California. Yeah, and that's really all we have for you today. Thank you so much. Bye.
Hi, we are here today with
Good morning. I'm a freshman. My major is business.
LaJoria, I'm a freshman and my major is health science.
So we're gonna talk to you guys a little bit about a serial killer named Rodney Alcala. Have you heard of him?
No.
So he was an American serial killer. He killed women, essentially, and the way he would really kill them is by raping and doing what serial killers do. So how do y'all feel about that?
A little uncomfortable.
As you should. All right, so my second question for y'all is, what defines a serial killer, and how is it different from other types of murderers?
You go first.
Oh, okay. I think what defines a serial killer is how many people they killed and over the time span of how they killed them. And what was the second part of the question?
How is it different from other types of murderers?
It's different because there's different types of
murdering. I feel like I don't know. For a serial killer, they might stick to the same thing, the same person, the same kind of person, stuff like that.
Okay. And my second question for y'all is, can you name any well-known serial killers and briefly describe their crimes? Like ones that you like heard like in the movies or books.
You can go first.
Well, that's your first question. Serial killers, I feel like it's a story behind maybe like trauma, or it's like a big story behind the serial killer and the purpose why there's a serial killer. Murders, I feel like murderers just they just murder over like a certain situation that just happened, or you know. But serial killers is like a more deeper mentality. Your second question, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer. Okay.
He ate people.
Yep.
Seduced them.
Cannibal.
Yeah.
The crazy part about that is that he only killed men, but he wasn't gay. Like, that's insane to me. Like, what was the reason?
Okay, I have a question. Do you think after the serial killer completes their job, do they have nightmares or night terrors?
If they're a serial killer, I think they keep doing it. Now, I don't remember one serial killer. I think he was not like sad after he did it, so he put them back together or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember who. Yeah, but I think he felt bad and put them back together or something like that after he like chopped them up or something.
Not he felt bad.
I don't think they have nightmares. Because I mean, you constantly do it over and over, so it's something that satisfies you in a type way. So yeah.
It's like a second nature.
So basically, y'all feel like they don't have any remorse for what they've done, basically.
Not really, because when you watch like the interviews when they sit down, they just like are so creepy, and they would do it again. They would do it to that person they're talking to, like just things like that.
Yeah, it also depends too though, because if they in their serial killer stage, they probably don't have remorse then. But later on, say if whatever happened to them got answered, their trauma or whatnot, they probably think about everything they did and feels like, well,
Why
like,
did I do that?
yeah.
So I have a question. Why do you think some serial killers get caught?
They start slipping up. Once you're on the radar of like the FBI, everybody, they start slipping up. They start like leaving evidence, trying to be quick and leave something. I don't know. They be trying to move too fast.
Okay, so memory plays a huge role in our life. How do you think thoughts and memory affects a serial killer?
Wait, you said one more time.
Memory plays a huge role in our life. How do you think thoughts and memory affects a serial killer?
Well, like serial killers, something that happened when you were a child, I believe, so as a trauma. So however you grow up, the form, the way you think could affect it. And memories, trauma memories, or what you've seen, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I feel like when you do something like, I could say all guys are the same. So like, if I seen something that one guy did, then I'm seeing traits, and then I kill him. And then I go to another guy, and he does the same thing, then I'll kill him. Well, not me though. Yeah. Not me.
I have one last question for you. How do you think like serial killers usually like react with law enforcement? Like, do you think they tease them or like try to drop hints, or do you think they just like stay out of the open and just kind of kill in secret?
It depends, cause if I have, I mean, they be like keep your enemies closer or something like that. So I feel like, I can be friends with you and you be, killing people at nighttime. So.
Do you think it's more of like a confidence thing? Like people who tease the law enforcement be like, they'll be like, well, this body is this place, but when they get there, it's not there. Do you think it's like a level of confidence? Like, yeah, I got y'all looking for me, but y'all can't find me.
I think it might be more of us them thinking strategically in a way. I mean, yeah, confidence too. Yeah, I'm smart. I can think strategic. Chess not chicken though, but I think it's more strategic. Yes. Yeah.
all we have for y'all today. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for watching the Psych Life. We hope y'all enjoy. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Video creds by me.